What's going on, good folks? Today I will be covering and reviewing DC Multiverse Two-Face. This is from the new Collect and Connect Clayface build of figure. Pardon me, I'm a little under the weather, so I will be clearing my throat throughout this video. I try not to cough or anything like that, but I'm gonna try to brave through it and get this review out for you guys and get this information to you. So what I do like of the overall packaging, what DC Multiverse did, is the packaging. The packaging is, I mean, whenever you go and revert to a new packaging, it looks fresh. It makes it look fresh, makes it look clean. When you see it on pegs and you see this blue packaging, it's like, wow, you want to pick it up. You want to pick it up and you want to look at it. You're not, you know, because they redid the old style packaging, or the packaging that we're used to seeing from them. And Clayface looks like this here in the back. This is your Build-A-Figure, like I said before previously. You have 5 figures in this wave. You got Martian the Manhunter, Two-Face, Jessica Cruz, then you got Batwoman, and then Superman. But like I said before, today we're going over this guy, Clayface. So as you can see from the packaging, he does come with 2 pieces that come with our Collect and Connect figure. Clayface, top of the package looks like this. Got the DC logo at the top, very shallowish, you know, because they did it in blue. If they would have did it in like white, it would have made it pop more, but it is what it is. Bottom looks like this. Maybe I flip it around for the UPC for those still trying to search it out. I will say this, that Clayface and Jessica Cruz is by far the hardest figure in my area, as I should say, to get. Every time I see this wave on pegs, it's always with Martian Manhunter or Superman. Those are the breaks. Like, people, they're after it really quick. So this figure here was actually hunted out and sucked out for me by MCU Collector. He has a YouTube page. I'll leave his link below. He got me this Clayface and also Jessica Cruz. I reached out to him. I said, man, if you ever see him, man, please pick him up for me and I'll gladly pay you the funds for it. And he so graciously did. He always comes through for me. MCU Collector, he's a great guy. I mean, just outstanding. He also is reviewing on the Marvel side of the house the new, what wave is that? SP, what do they call it? SP//DR, you know, the Spider Mech wave. He's reviewing the hell out of that thing, and he has the new thing. So go check his channel out. I gotta plug my man up real quick. But let's bust this bad boy out of the box and see what this Two-Face is really about. All right, now here we go. Fresh out of the packaging is Two-Face, aka Harvey Dent. To give a brief rundown and who Two-Face is, Two-Face is a Batman villain, obviously from the DC universe. I believe it was 1992 when I first started, when I first started picking up these Batman comics, and that's when I got introduced to Harvey Dent. So Harvey Dent started out as a lawyer, and he wanted to clean the streets up of Gotham, and he was such an impressive lawyer. Then he, you know, they made him district attorney there in Gotham, and he was working with Batman and also then Commissioner Gordon to help clean the streets up in Gotham. In the courtroom, during the proceeding, he got splashed with acid by I think it was Malconi's, one of Malconi's goons splashed him with some acid and messed the side of his face, the left side, his left or right, that you always see in the comics or in the TV shows. It's acid. But as they show in the comics, you know, and certain variations, and even also the movie, you know, it's the story is always different, you know, and they always do that to different characters. But what I just gave you was the original story. So also in that courtroom, when he got splashed with the acid, he was carrying his father's coin, right? Also on his left side, and that coin also got scraped up and beat up in the process of that acid getting on him. Now, he carried his father's coin, and his father, Harvey Dent was abused as a child, and he was beaten by his father, and his father always wanted to beat him, and it was decided by the coin whether he should get a beating or not. And Harvey Dent, he somehow knew that that coin was rigged because he would always get beaten. His father would just lay into him. So it was actually a two-sided two-headed coin. So it was no tails, it was both heads. So then Harvey, he then developed a schizophrenia disorder by his face looking like this after the acid incident that I went over in the courtroom. And then that's when he turned to a life of crime and evilness. So now that you guys know a little bit more about Harvey Dent and who he is and how he got started, let's check this figure out. Now, this figure is actually based on the DC Rebirths series. So DC is doing a Rebirth series, and this is Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face. This is how he looks in the Rebirth series in the comics. So, like I said before, in other depictions, you will see his full suit like acided up, just like in the movie. If anyone's seen, what was that, the Dark Knight movie, his whole suit, his whole left side was just acid. And the story of how he got that acid on his left side was different than what I just explained too. It's been many variations. But this is how he's looking here in the DC Multiverse, in the DC Rebirth comic. So get you a real closer look of it. That's how the face is looking, right? Looking pretty gruesome, as it should. Ears acid. This whole left side is supposed to be straight acid, but it is what it is. They redid it, and first looks, he looks pretty good. You know, looks. I'm saying the jacket is nice. You know, it's a maroon jacket. I don't know, because the lights is hitting it. It may look a different color, but it's a maroonish color. It is pliable plastic, so you can open it up. The tie is also pliable, so that's pretty dope too. And nothing on the back side of his black jacket or anything like that. But pretty simple, pretty plain. These legs, I believe, is coming from DC Multiverse Lex, the movie Lex that DC Multiverse gave us. Yeah, so that's what he's looking like straight out of the package. And next we'll go over the accessories that came with Two-Face. Okay, so accessory wise, he came with these two pistols, right? And these pistols kind of look like a makeshift 45s. They're a cartoon variation of a 45. At least that's what they look like in my opinion. They don't look too half bad. I mean, they did give us some pretty, I guess, decent accessories here. What they also did incorporate in the accessory department is two, what is this? Two left hands, basically. These are two left hands with the scraped up coin, which is supposed to represent tails here, and then also another left hand, as you can see. And this is the smooth side of the coin. I guess it was supposed to represent heads. So, and then also which he came in package was the chest piece. Well, this is the chest piece of Clayface, and this is the back piece of also the, you know, Clayface. So you just put these two together and boom. And this is something they did with the McGorgon Venom that's coming in the new Marvel's excuse me, Hasbro wave of Venom. You know, it's two uppers. It's the front side of the torso, and then it's the back side. So he comes with these two very important pieces, because obviously without these pieces, you're not putting the head on, you're not putting the hands or legs on. So this is a very important piece, probably why this fig is more expensive if you try to seek it out online. All right, so let's go over articulation real quick, shall we? And for the head only rotates and can spin 360. DC Multiverse is very cheap in giving us articulation. It sucks that they don't give us the articulation that I'm looking for anyway. And I think a lot of us is looking for better articulation. DC Multiverse is probably going to get the axe from me after this year, even though I'm a big fan of DC characters. But I just can't continue to support this line if you're going to be cheaping out on articulation like this. I mean, the head doesn't even go up, you know, neither down. You have no hinge in that head. You just have a rotation, and that is all. The shoulders do come out well above 90, which is pretty good. It comes down and it can rotate 360, and you do get a upper bicep swivel. You get a single jointed hinge here. You get a rotation at the wrist, but no hinge, so that wrist is not hinge worthy because they cheaped this out. And right here you do get a cut at the upper knee, right, which can rotate, and then you get a single jointed knee that comes up this far here, and then the leg, you can kick the leg out this far here, and it comes back this far there. You do get a rotation here, 360 rotation here at the hips, and he can crunch down this much, which isn't much at all, and crunch back this much, which is a little bit hindered by the jacket. Also, his right here, the ankle, there is no, and I repeat, zero ankle pivot whatsoever. That is a frozenness. He can hinge up a little bit here at the boot, but the back is also prohibited by the cuff of his trousers here. So you're not getting much hinge back, but you do get a little up, and that is all for Harvey. I mean, Two-Face. This is not Harvey anymore. He's splashed up with acid. This is Two-Face. So very cheap rendition, and as the articulation department anyway of this Two-Face. Surprisingly, this is the only Two-Face that I have in my line, and the reason why I wanted them is to complete Clayface. I really was holding out for DC Collectibles to give me a well-articulated Two-Face. They never got around to it, and the line closed out. So my only hope is DC Essentials. I'm really into articulation, but some figs I just gotta buy because the kid in me wants it. All right, so we'll go on next to some size comparisons. Okay, so here he is. Off to the left, we have Lex, and this is what I was talking about before. DC Multiverse took the mold of Two-Face, and it's the same mold as the Lex. As you can notice in the joints and how things bend, it's the very same mold. As far as for the cut up in the abs, the crunch, and also the way the knees bend, so on and so forth. On the right, we have the Dark Knight Returns Joker. I'm sorry, to back up, this Lex is from, what is this, Batman versus Superman, when DC Multiverse put that line out. And to the right, we have, like I said, the Joker. This is also an okay rendition. As I said before, the articulation is terrible on the Joker, but that's neither here or there. We already know this now. But the suit is, and the style is just like the comics. So they get kudos for putting the style together, DC Multiverse. But next we will see, this is him compared to, on the left we have from Metacom Mayfex, Nightmare Batman, and then to the right from DC Collectibles we have the Rebirth Batman. So these figures, excuse me, is looking about to be the same size as old Two-Face here. Okay, next we have Two-Face beside a Marvel Legends, two Marvel Legends figure. Actually, from the left, this is Bullseye from the Marvel Knights. Was it Man-Thing Wave? And then to the right, here we have Red Skull and his makeshift Iron Man armor. I believe this is from the Abomination Wave. So, yep. So there you have it, folks. This has been my review. I hope everybody enjoyed. But check it out. You're not getting a lot of articulation from this Two-Face. But if you do want to build the Clayface, you are going to have to get all 5 figures, which means you are going to need to get this one. Best thing I can say, if you don't want these figures, is try to wait it out and see if somebody will put a Clayface up for sale for a good price that's in your price range. That's all I can say. But for the figure, it has a lot of flaws. It has a lot of drawbacks. But if you're like me and you're a fan of DC and you're willing to overlook certain drawbacks and certain flaws, I say get them, right? If not, I say don't. But at the end of the day, the decision is always going to be up to you. So again, I hope you enjoyed the review. That's my time. I'm out of here. I will be coming each day this week, reviewing one figure from the wave until we get to the Clayface. So be patient with your hunts. Be patient with yourself. And if you're patient enough, even an egg can and will grow legs. It's your boy, Plastic Addict, signing off. See you next time on the next review, the next hunt, or the next unboxing. But I will see you. Plastic Addict.